Hello and welcome to this video series. So we're checking out submissions to the Dungeoncrawler Gamejam of 2023, and this time we will have a look at a weird mix of soccer and crawler game called Soccrawler by Rick Haines Makes Games. Soccrawler is a hurried entry to the Dungeoncrawler Jam 2023. When the time came, I had little time unfortunately, but couldn't resist throwing something together for this amazing jam. Control the blue team with ASDW plus QE for movement, turning and kick swap player. The red team can use the keypad 4, 5 and so on, or the block of keys that consists of, okay. Movement points are shared between your two players, so you must swap players often. Press the kick swap button, S or 5 or End, to swap players when not in possession of the football. Moving without the ball costs 1 MP per move, with the ball costs 2 MP. Sorry, it's not very good. In fact, probably doesn't even reach the minimum requirements of the jam. The performance of the WebGL build is weirdly bad, and I can't figure out why, so I highly recommend download the Windows build. So I did that. Assets, I got some sounds from Splat, used easy primitive people, low polygon soccer ball and stylus textures Minisoft from the asset store. Alright, cool. So let's have a look and swap over to the game. And here we are. With S I can kick the ball on the one team. So this is a multiplayer game then. And I basically have to play against myself, and I guess this will be a rather short video. But I will not die at least. So yes. Yeah, S is actually okay. Oh yeah, I can see that even in the Windows build, there is some slowdown. So yeah, I can control these characters here with, well, basically QWE and 789. Okay, so there is collision detection. But something isn't right with the movement. Ah no, because I didn't have any movement points left. Alright, so you can only move as long as you have this. I will stick to the left side now. So you can only move if you have this movement points left, right? So if I'm at 0, I can't do anything anymore. Also like that you have this mini map of the place in the soccer field at the top. So I need to swap often. And of course the remaining points. So what happens if I go to 5-5, 5-5? So the remainder is always what the other character is getting. Okay. Now regarding the controls, I mean, if this was a normal crawler, right, the perspective is a bit odd, because you're basically running around like this, looking at the floor. Just imagine that there were corridors, and you could probably I mean, your vision range is kind of limited, and yeah, it's because you're looking down to the floor, which makes sense when dealing with a soccer game. I mean, you have to focus on the ball, right? But still, right, like with a normal situation, it would be a bit weird. Now the controls, they feel great. It's instant reaction, and you can also, like, instant reaction of course when you press the button, obviously, but also when you're moving forward and turning, it's turning instantly to the side, and this is then avoiding any problems with which stops you from like fluent movement. If you have this situation where you have to move and then need to wait until no keys or no animations are played anymore, and then only then you can press your button to turn again, this would feel very unaction-like in this soccer environment. So this works well, and I guess it's now time to finally kick the ball. So yeah, let's So I am, come on, Team Blues. It's a bit weird with, I mean, you need to get used to, like, one key is swapping the player and at the same time kicking, and you can't move back. But apparently, I mean, you're also cycling around the ball. So what happens if, okay. And I think you're shooting the ball for the amount of tiles. Get ready, okay. So, okay, so this, I mean, you're spending the remaining points for shooting the ball. I think that so there is no collision in... Wait, is there? No. Like, between your own characters, you can just move freely. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. But now, okay, now there is collision. Yeah, it's a bit weird. Boop, boop. And now I've only 2 left. But let me quickly, yeah, and it's using 2 points. I think even with 2 players, it would take a while until you get used to the rule set. Yeah, I mean, I can't really show you like an actual game with which is tense to watch, because it would be really hard to play against myself, but I think you get the idea, and I think it might be actually a fun game if you play it with 2 players on the same machine. And then, well, you probably need to spend like half an hour or so, I guess, to not just know the rules, but to actually get used to the rules and play in a way that you utilize them to the maximum. It's probably also a game which is not like easy to learn how to master. It's probably like the opposite. Rather hard to really go with the basics, because it just doesn't feel really intuitive. But anyways, the controls are nice. The visuals are, I mean, they are adjusted for the soccer thing. They are not, normally for a crawler game, they wouldn't be that great, but I still thumbs up for like the controls and visuals. I mean, assets and so on, of course, it's all very basic here. Yeah, combat mechanics, I mean, the whole game is basically the combat. So yes, it depends on how you set out the rules. Yeah, I guess it kind of works. Regarding the content, yes, it's extremely basic, but for what it's intending to do, I guess it also works. The art, I already mentioned that, very basic, of course. It's just the assets. It's not created by the author, as far as I get it. But I think it's nicely put together, like everything fits. It doesn't look like some drawn art, some 3D art or something like that. Looks okay. For example, the author could also have used some human models with legs which then don't move, which would have been much worse. So I think that's fine. The sounds used are also fine. I would have liked some music in the background, and you probably noticed the silence in the back. Yeah, the minimap is also nice. So the theme implementation about duality, well, I guess there are two teams. Okay. So overall, I think it's a nice entry, but it's always problematic with games which you I mean, in this case, multiplayer games with let's say physical game jam where you're meeting locally and play games together. That would probably not be that much of an issue, but so I don't have anyone to test with around here, so that's all I can show you. And of course, this is generally a problem with finding people who can rate the game. I mean, not just with judges, but also with the normal rating period that you limit the amount of players who can actually play and rate the game. In any case, that was Soccrawler by Rick Haines Makes Games Int. And if you are interested in seeing more, then make sure to check in again the next time when we are checking out the next game. Thank you for watching and hope to see you again. Bye bye.